Welcome to Santos Brothers Eat, Food Worth Mentioning,
where Chef Jeff and his brother Kenny talk about their amazing adventures eating and tasting food that is so incredible, they have got to just share it with the world.
My mouth is salivating already.
All right, so this is Kenny Santos for Santos Brothers Eats. I'm here with my brother Chef Jeff Santos. Together we are your favorite Filipino foodies, where we're talking about food worth mentioning. And this week we are talking, for some people, it's kind of an iconic place or a iconic character. Wouldn't you agree, Jeff?
Yes, I would. So I went to Carlos Bakery in Mississauga, a part of Ontario, Canada. And this is the first Canadian location of Carlos Bakery. I believe the first one was in Brooklyn, so he's a New York boy. Carlos Velasco. And is he Cake Boss? I think he is. Yeah.
Cake Boss.
Yeah, Cake Boss. Yes. Okay.
So for those that don't know Cake Boss, or maybe kind of think sounds familiar, but they don't know what it is, like what is Cake Boss, or who is Cake Boss?
So Cake Boss, I believe the show was in the 90s or maybe early 2000s or maybe mid 2000s. He was one of the first baker that did extravagant cakes, but he was able to, rein in social media, rein in a lot of pictures, and he became like almost like a celebrity cake designer or cake designer. And so he was able to get his own TV show about some of the cakes that custom cakes that he was able to create and mask. It's one of those, decorating cake takes a lot of skill. As most of you know, I'm a chef and I do bake, but icing a cake, I could just do the simple, just, with either whipped cream or with royal icing or whatnot. I could just do that basically and make a simple rose. Even writing for me is a bit of a challenge, but he's able to make these extravagant cakes. They're just almost too good to eat.
Wow.
I'm not too sure if he also does those reality cakes that look like something, but they're actually a cake. I'm not too sure if he's done that, but he's like one of the first to go on TV and have his own sort of cake show, where he's how to make a big cake and whatnot.
And so I'm going to ask you a question here, Jeff. Do you think with Cake Boss, I mean, it seems like it's the beginning of these kind of, I don't know, these more decorative cakes. And maybe if he didn't do that, the cake meta wouldn't be where it is right now. Would you think that?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I know on Food Network, it's himself, and then there's Duff Goldman. I forgot his show, but then they actually have a dual show where they compete against each other.
Yeah.
And then there's Ron Ben Israel, I think his name is. He does more extravagant cakes, but yeah, I think those are the three main sort of cake designers that you see on the Food Network out there, and they sort of brought this sort of trend into mainstream TV.
Yeah. And so cake, now it's not called Cake Boss, the bakery you went to. It's actually called Carlos. What's it called?
Carlos Bakery.
Carlos Bakery. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we didn't delve why is his name Carlos Bakery. It could be his father, but his name is what's his name? If you go to the about, Buddy. Yeah, Buddy Velasco is his actual name. So yeah, here's the Cake Boss, everyone's buddy. So
you might recognize that personality there. Some of you may recognize Duff's a little bit more. Duff's right? Is his name? Yeah, he's a little bit more recognizable. But yes. This is one of the basically pioneers of making just super awesome cakes that just, as Jeff says, too good to eat. And now it's like a huge trend. It's just a huge trend. And so
so it's right there. It's actually, he bought the actual bakery, Carlos Bakery, from someone named Carlos. So he actually bought it from someone else, but he kept the name, I guess, out of respect to the original owner.
Nice. That's nice. And so, this is Cake Boss, and we're actually on carlosbakery.ca if you want to have a peek there. And then they're located in Mississauga, right?
Yeah, Mississauga, Lakeshore Boulevard, in Port Credit of Mississauga.
And how long have you been wanting to go there, or how long have they been there now?
They've only been there, I think, they're supposed to open them in summer 2020, but we all know what happened. And I think they opened up maybe just before Easter or even March of 2022.
All right,
So
so
yeah,
just
and I
it
finally had
feels
a
like
chance.
just a couple months ago that it
Yeah,
opened
just a
up.
couple months ago.
Yeah,
But what's
very good.
funny, they actually do have the vending machines in Toronto. I know there's one in Yorkdale, I believe. I think one in Sherway, and an actual one just in Mississauga, and one downtown. And
I
their
think I
main,
saw that downtown one. It might be
did
in
you?
College Park. I just don't know why
Oh,
I think it's
yeah.
there. Um, but that's been there like like more than a couple months though, because
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
have seen
I
that
think
almost maybe even like before the pandemic maybe. Like it's I
I
feel like
think
I've seen it a
so.
while ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think they came about as a sort of precursor to the
yeah,
actual bakery. So people get excited and say, oh, look, it's the cake box cakes. And
yeah.
then they notice that, oh, the bakery's coming. So here's a sample of what we provide.
So do you know as far as the vending machines go, were they just selling slices? Because I just remember passing
Yes.
by. I didn't really look at it, so I just
No,
don't
just slices. And the big attraction was the rainbow slice, or the rainbow cake, as you can see in the picture there. So if those of you that are just listening, basically it's what, a 2, 4, 6, 7 layer cake, but each layer is a different color of the rainbow. So start from the top, it's purple, then blue, then green, then yellow, then orange, then red.
know.
And
Yeah.
then when it's ice, it's just decorated with like multicolor sprinkles. So it's a truly a rainbow cake on both the outside and the inside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is kind of neat because I'm looking at how it's shipped because they do ship nationwide shipping in Canada. And looking
Mm-hmm.
here, it's packed in dry ice,
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah, it's this cake shipped frozen with dry ice or medical grade ice packs. May thaw in transit. Do not remove dry ice with bare hands. So
Oof,
there's
yeah.
all these instructions. You don't want to touch dry ice. You can get hurt
No.
there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly right.
so one of these rainbow cakes, which is as you say, 6, 7 layers, whatever it is tall. I mean, it's like 8 inches tall, maybe, Jeff. What do you think?
I would think so. Yeah, it is a tall cake.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because there's nothing to really measure it by, because in the pictures that we're looking on. But it's a big old tall cake, and among the rainbow one, there's also a chocolate one, red velvet. They have all
Hmm.
kinds. Oh, they
Oh,
have the
yeah.
rainbow in chocolate too.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. So what I mean by in chocolate meaning, so the regular rainbow cake is a white icing. The chocolate, it's a chocolate fudge rainbow cake with the chocolate fudge icing, but the layers
Hmm.
are the same, the sprinkles are the same. It's pretty cool. I must say that their carrot cake all the cakes look good. All the
Oh,
cakes
yeah.
do look better, too good to eat, but this carrot cake is looking pretty good to me. They're all looking good. So you can order cakes by the whole cake, by the slice.
Yep.
Man, and they're not like a Baskin Robbins or like a donut shop where they have just so many billions or like dozens and dozens types of cakes. They only have like half a dozen here.
Yeah. You know.
So he's a specialty guy, makes good cakes, makes them well, and doesn't spread himself too thin, which I kind of
No,
like.
that's right.
Yeah. Also
Exactly
has some
right.
cookies. Cookies are up on the website. And
Oh,
I just
yeah.
want to have a peek at the merch here. So merch, oh wow. I like it. They got an apron that says I'm the boss, and they also got water bottles, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and then before we go into the pictures that you took, Jeff, I just want to go over to the Instagram page.
Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. So, of course, what we're going to do is we're going to leave the links to both their Instagram profile and the website into the show notes. And let me just double check. I don't see. No, they don't have a. Well, they may have Facebook, but it's not showcased on their website. Oh, here's the ATM cake locator. So
Oh,
I just want to
okay.
have a peek there. Oh wow, they got a lot now.
Oh,
Two
geez.
in Eaton Center, one in Sherway, Fairview, Yorkdale, Vaughan Mills, Upper Canada Mall, Square One, Scarborough Town, Oshawa, Toronto Premium Outlets, Markville, Lime Ridge Mall. So the one that I thought I saw in College Park must have been like something else. But I was
Okay.
walking around downtown and I thought I saw it. So yeah,
Ottawa.
yeah.
Wow. They're all over
Ottawa,
the
yeah,
place.
that's pretty cool. So you don't even have to go to Mississauga. If you're downtown, there's two in the Eaton Center that you can go to get a
Hmm.
slice there. If you're near Yorkdale or something like that, or Square One or Scarborough Town, there's you can just go down to the vending machine. It's called Carlos Bake Shop. There's a picture here. I don't know which location this one is, but
Yeah, it's
looks
hard to
pretty cool.
tell.
Yeah, it's tough to tell, but
It,
um,
it- it's the mall that has the H&M. So that narrows it down.
that'll help, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there we go. So, if you look on their Instagram page, they have a lot of cakes, right? But it is a
Hmm.
bakery, and so on the top left we do see a sandwich. The
Yes.
sandwich is very attractive, and it's what attracts me more than the cakes. And maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later on when we get to some of the
Hmm.
pictures, Jeff. But they have sandwiches. They have more sandwiches on there. They've got
Yeah.
cookies on there. They got
They have
pizzas. Woo.
pizzas as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good looking. Oh, these cupcakes. I got to zero in on these. These are for our Easter.
Easter,
And
yes, Easter
so,
cupcakes.
yeah, it looks like a cupcakes with some like grass and an Easter bunny and a berry carrot. Kind of neat. Just wanted to highlight that one because they do look good. But should we just go right into the pictures then, Jeff?
Yeah, let's do that.
So we're going to go into the pictures here, and starting off, we're going to go this way so that we don't.
So yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Actually, make them
So
big.
yeah.
There we go.
Okay. So
All
this
right.
is a storefront. Very attractive storefront. You know, it's very eye-catching. A lot of curb appeal, like bright red, so your eye attracts it right away. And it looks like so. I went when the day I went, it was kind of raining, and so they didn't have any of the furniture out. But as you can see, they do have an awning. So I guess when it's a beautiful day outside, they'll put the awning out and you can sit outside, have a coffee. They do sell coffees and espressos as well. So so one-stop shop for snacks and for lunch. So yeah, so this is the storefront when you first see the place. Like I said, very attractive and very high curb appeal right away.
Yeah, and what I do want to say is that the branding is strong with the red Carlos Bake Shop. If you could see it from their website and even from
Yeah.
their vending machines, you're going to recognize that. And so just have a peek at that when you're out there. And so, or when you're looking at the vending machines, right? If you can't
Yeah,
make it out to Mississauga, right? And
that's
so
right.
they have a very large walk-in area. Is this what it looks like when you walk in, Jeff?
Oh yeah. So this is
Wow.
when you first walk in, and then here's what you first see: sort of like a nice spacious area for lineups and whatnot. The island in the middle, we'll get to that in the later pictures. But yeah, this is sort of the waiting area. When I got there, it was about 10 o'clock in the morning. I think they maybe just opened just shortly before I got there. So
Okay.
that's why it's not too busy. But I do remember when they opened their doors for the first time in Canada, it was a long lineup from what we saw on Blog TO. People were waiting outside just to get in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. We're going to
So
keep on
yeah,
going here. This is one of the
yeah.
bake. What is this called?
So this is
Baker's display
just
case, right?
yeah, display case. We got some donuts there, some cookies, cupcakes, croissants. So yeah, so they don't have a good. Sorry, not good. They don't have a very numerous section of donuts like San Remo. San Remo has like a lot of donuts, but they only have like 3 or 4. And I don't know if it rotates, but this is all that I saw. I guess there's some colors up on the other side too. But
So I guess they have a deep
there's
fryer then.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
they must have a deep fryer.
Yeah, if they got donuts there, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. Pretty cool. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Next
More into display. Now,
case.
see
Oh
here, you could
yes.
actually see more of a better picture of how large the cakes are and how big the
Oh yeah, you're
slices
right.
are. Yeah, because you have something to compare it with. There's a person behind there; they're
Hmm.
not facing, but you can see that these are large. Kind of nice. They got some cupcakes down the bottom left there. You
Yeah,
know, that's pretty
very
cool.
colorful. Very colorful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
Yeah.
and as you can see, yeah, for those of you that can't see, basically it's the sliced cake, the same cakes that you get in the vending machine, because these are pre-wrapped. It has the Carlos logo on it. Yeah, so it's kept nice and fresh until you get home.
Yeah, very, very nice. More of the display case here. We got
Yeah,
more cookies,
yeah,
cannolis, not cannolis.
cannolis, some croissants, and lobster tails. We mentioned that in the future podcast, eclairs, and I think there's some tarts up on the top right there as well.
Yeah, yeah. And so we would have mentioned those lobster tails when we were talking about the La Mana podcast.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a great place. And so we do love our baked goods, especially stuff that's nice and flaky. I love
Oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
exactly
Absolutely.
right.
And so is this the island that you want to talk
There's
about,
an
Jeff?
island that we
Yeah.
saw. So there's some merch that Ken mentioned, some water bottles, some glass tumblers, or some maybe they're plastic tumblers. They can also be for coffee as well. Hats, notebooks, and various like cookie bags on top. So if you're sort of in a rush and you're going to a meeting or some sort of like event where you need some stuff, they already have some pre-packaged stuff already. So you're not waiting. You just go pick a bag up, go to the cashier, and then off you go.
And you're good to go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I think those are cookie make do yourself own cookie kits on the
Oh, in the
boxes,
middle
I
there?
think.
Yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
looks like it. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the kids, it's something to do.
yeah. More stuff in the cooler, basically.
Yeah.
Um,
So on the bottom of the cooler here, it's the sort of the, for those of you who are Seinfeld fans, these are the black and white cookies
yeah.
that were mentioned by Jerry and Elaine in an episode, The Party, I think it is. They were waiting for the chocolate babka. And then they grab the black and white cookie, and Jerry says, "This is what the world should be, evenness of black and white." Um, and so these cookies are more like a cake cookie, not really like a crumbly cookie, but more like a moist cake cookie. So yeah, that's I remember this was mentioned in I think it was in Cake Boss as well, that they sort of brought out the black and white cookie to this bakery.
That's cool. It's cool that they did that. It's iconic for, I guess, the New York area, but it's cool they brought it up. And of course, Seinfeld made it famous as well.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's more cookies here, the black and white cookie, and there's some more, I think, rainbow sprinkle cookies as well. Again, if you want something quick, and this is right by the coffee place as well, so good placement. So if you order a coffee and have to look down to your right and see a cookie, maybe 8 out of 10 times they'll go, "Oh yeah, you know what? I'll grab a cookie too." To enjoy it with my coffee. You know what? The one thing I didn't see is biscotti. Like maybe it was there. Because biscotti is an Italian cookie and it's very good for dipping into coffee or tea. So yeah.
Oh, moving right along. What else do we see here, Jeff?
So this is what so Ken mentioned that he would like to go to. So they do have they don't really have a hot table, but they do offer pizzas, and from we saw on Instagram, they do make sandwiches as well. So it looks like they only have 3 pizzas. So one's called the Boss. It's sort of like their meat lovers. One is the pepperoni, and one is vegetarian. So nice yeah, exactly right. So I picked up a slice of the Boss for myself and Diana. And on there, I should get a big picture. There's something they call Mutz, M-U-T-Z. It's just the short form of mozzarella. So when you want a sandwich with mutz, you want with mozzarella.
Cool. Very nice, very nice. And so here's the Boss. Yeah. Wow, this definitely is a meat lovers, because it is packed.
It is packed full. It is, and it's more like a focaccia style pizza. So they actually make like a focaccia style bread, which is nice thick herb bread. And then just before they bake it off, they par bake it just a bit, and then they add the tomato sauce and then the other toppings on top. So the crust itself is about 1 inch thick, Ken, just believe it or not. So it's a very hearty slice that you are getting.
So this would be more of a New York style pizza than it would be like an Italian style pizza.
Yes. Exactly right.
Because I guess you get like in a true Italian, they would be like the pizza crust shouldn't be that thick, right?
No.
Right. And
but for New York, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Yeah. And for me, I don't care. Any pizza that's in my hand, I'm probably gonna like it. So whether it's a New York style or the thin crust, kind of the more European style, I don't care. But yeah, this one looks like a pretty tasty pizza. Here it is, more of a close up. I do got to tell you something here, Jeff. Is that I did not realize that Carlos Bakery sold pizza. So when I saw
actually, you know what? Neither did I until I went there. Yeah. And I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I had no idea. I just thought they sold cakes. So when I saw this, I thought this was a cake. When I was looking at your pictures, I was like, "Wow, that really looks like a pizza." I was like, "Wow, how did they make those toppings?" And I thought, well, these cake decorators, they could do almost anything. And so I was thrown off. I thought this pizza here that we're looking at. Hold on a second. Did you get a slice of pepperoni? Because the one on the left.
I did. Now that I see it, I guess I got a touch of the Boss and the pepperoni. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. I was like, that actually looks like pepperoni. I was like, oh, I was going to talk. I couldn't wait to talk to you about this, but it's an actual real pizza. How did it taste, Jeff? How was it?
Oh, it's delicious. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's New York style pepperoni, so it is a bit spicier than usual. Yeah, and a good sausage meat on top. And the pepperoni again on top of the Boss pizza.
Yeah, very nice. So the Boss has pepperoni, sausage, bacon,
and bacon. Yeah, it looks like, I think it is bacon. Yeah, on top.
Yeah, chunks of bacon. I mean,
chunks of bacon. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very nice.
That's what you need.
Very nice. Do you remember price point on the slices?
I think there were 7 to 8 a slice.
Okay.
But they
But
see how those two pieces are yeah. If you put those two pieces together, that's basically one slice.
yeah, because it looked like half. These look like half
Yeah,
slices, right?
yeah,
Yeah, there we go.
exactly right.
And so I do want to kind of go back here. It's for those of you that can't see the slices. These pizzas are in cookie trays that are an inch thick,
Hmm.
deep. They're not round, so these are rectangular. So
Yeah,
just so
square
that
slices.
yeah, these are square slices, easy to cut in half, easy to share. Looks like you got some cannolis, Jeff. For
Cannolis.
those that can't see, what is a cannoli and how is it different than a cannelloni?
All right. So cannoli is the Italian pastry, and cannelloni is the Italian pasta.
Yeah.
Cannolis are the pastry is rolled out, then it's formed onto a cylinder tube that's made out of metal.
Hmm.
Why metal? Because it goes in the deep fat fryer. So that way it crisps up, you're not burning anything, and the actual metal will actually help cook the inside of the shell more, better. And then inside they put a mixture of ricotta cheese that's sweetened a bit,
Okay. Yeah.
and cream, so it makes it more, a bit more texture, a bit more fluidity, so it's easier to pipe in the middle. And the ones that I got as well had a bit of chocolate chips inside.
Yeah. So
So
think about it like this. So the outside, like I always thought that outside was like they're hard. It's like a cookie almost, right?
yes,
And
yeah,
so that's cooked that way, and it's in a tube. And then that cream is ricotta. And those of you that don't know, like you're thinking cheese, just think of like what's that mocha? Tiramisu. Like it's not tiramisu is a mascarpone cheese. This is a ricotta
yes,
instead. But it's like one of those Italian dessert cheeses. So that
yes.
kind of goes in, and you could flavor it almost any way you want, whether you wanted
Oh
to
yeah.
mix it with cinnamon or chocolate or
Hmm.
I suppose some people who would do like a peanut butter or something like that.
Oh
If they
yeah,
wanted to,
yeah.
the possibilities are endless.
Oh,
This time
exactly
you had
right.
some with chocolate chips in it, so it's pretty
Hmm.
cool.
It is.
Pretty cool. It looks. Are these like five different types of cannolis, Jeff, or there?
No, so they do have, I think there were three or four types of cannolis, but this is a special cannoli box. So
Okay.
there's four vanilla and then one chocolate. And
Oh, okay.
if I'm correct, this was $25.
Okay.
But so $5 cannoli. But if you buy them individually, I think they were like $5.99 or $6.50. So if you do buy this special box, it's a bit of a deal
Yeah.
than just getting individual ones.
Those of you that can't see them, they're large. They're like a large spring
Oh,
roll, right? I'm gonna say
yeah,
about that. Yeah.
exactly right. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think.
Let's give these cannolis a rating, Jeff.
I would give them something 8.
Eight.
Yeah,
Okay.
good texture. They were fresh, so I give them 8.
That's good. That's good. Sometimes I've had a cannoli and they've softened up. I don't know if they've just been sitting around and the cream softened up the cookie. But
Yes.
sometimes, and I don't necessarily not like it when they're soft. Maybe I do like them a
No.
little bit more because sometimes if they're hard, it's kind of like eating a hard taco; it all falls apart, right?
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
all kind of
These
preference.
we kept these for a couple of days, and the last one was very soft, only because it was in the fridge, and the middle helped sort of soften the whole crust
Yeah,
up. So they were a bit soft at day 3 already.
absolutely. Yeah, nice. And then here is okay. So it looks like they have a photo opportunity here, right,
Yes.
Jeff? Yeah.
Yeah, they do. It's the nice little sort of grass wall. And actually, what's behind me is a window. So I don't know, sort of photo wall that you can take pictures for Instagram purposes.
That's
And so
nice.
that's what I did.
Absolutely. And so more of a photo op here. There's
Yeah.
a there's a one of those that's cardboard, right? That's a cardboard.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
one of
Life
those
size cardboard cutouts.
of Buddy right there.
Hmm.
So there's a you can get a picture opportunity with him. So that's pretty cool. So you ended up getting so dessert wise, all you got was the cannolis. Is that all you
All I
got?
like was cannolis.
Okay.
Yeah. I know there'd be just too much to choose. And yeah. So I got the cannolis and the pizza for lunch.
Excellent. Excellent.
Hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to their Instagram page because I said I was going to talk about the sandwiches here because that's,
Yes.
I love savory, right? So does Jeff. But, between the two of us, I'm more of a larger fan of like Italian cured meats. Like I
Yes,
love
you are.
salami. I
Hmm.
love pepperoni. I just love prosciutto, all that stuff. And so this sandwich here, this was just posted a couple hours ago by Carlos Bakery. And I'm telling you, man, it's thinly sliced venuto salami, garlic sauteed rapini, and our hand pulled mutts. And as Jeff said earlier, mutts is mozzarella layered between our soft and fluffy rosemary focaccia. And it sounds like a great description, but the picture looks so incredible. If you can't see it on our podcast, if you're not watching it on video, go over to their Instagram page and have a peek, because that's what I'm more excited about. I'm more excited about their sandwiches than Cake Boss's cakes. And that's, that's just me. That's just my preference. But Jeff, next time you go, because now that I think about it, their other menu items aren't on their website. Maybe this website's strictly just for ordering, right? It's not for
it could be, yeah,
for ordering, shipping sort of thing, because you don't see their
you could be right. Yeah, you're right. There's nothing savory there.
Yeah, there's no savory on their website. But what do you want to get? Like, it's for turn of cakes. Like, do you want to try a cake out, or what would you get next time?
I sort of got Diana actually wanted to try the Lobster Tails, and I got the cannolis instead. I didn't consult with Diana what she wanted.
Gotcha.
So I think next time I got the lobster tail, and try that out.
Very good, very good. Mm-hmm. So the lobster tails, those would be fun to eat, and then of course when I go, I want to try one of those sandwich. Dude, yeah, totally. But there's another sandwich down here.
Yeah,
probably
there it is.
Similar. What is that in the middle of it? So this one's a prosciutto. Oh man, this has eggplant. It's a baked eggplant in it. So
wow,
that's really, I do love my eggplant. Me and eggplant really get along well.
Hey Ken, you know what that eggplant is? Because it's baked. That's the moist maker.
Ah, there we go, the moist maker, and that's a throwback from Friends. So
that's right.
That's pretty funny. And so these are lobster tails right here, right, John?
Yes, they are. Yeah.
So go over there. If you don't know what a lobster tail is, kind of like a croissant. It's a little bit different, but you can find them
sweeter and yeah.
Yeah. So a general kind of rating over, for Cake Box. Did it live up to its hype?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Good. It might not have if I went there and it was just so busy and just so crowded, but I got there at a good time. I think just after they opened, so it was it was peaceful. I was able to look around a bit more at more my leisure, and then got some pizza slices, and then some cannolis for dessert. And it did the hype. Everything looked great, and the service was spectacular.
Excellent. Well, and Jeff was talking about how people were lining up. I was actually looking on BlogTO about some of the lineups here. This is a lineup. There was a lineup for the vending machine. All right, this was back in 2019. So this is so it appeared on the path. I wonder if it's probably not still there because it wasn't listed under the ATM.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
They probably moved it, but people were lining up just to buy cakes at the vending machines. And I'm sure there's an article on BlogTO somewhere about where they're actually waiting in person when it actually opened up.
Yeah.
So that would have been a couple months ago, right, Jeff?
For sure.
Nice.
For sure.
Very cool. And so this is a kind of a neat thing is that we had a chance, or Jeff had a chance to really explore one of the big icons in the baking industry and the food industry. And he's been an icon for decades now. We're talking like to 2000s, maybe late 90s sort of thing. Yeah. So just spectacular. Obviously, I'm guessing you'd go again, right, Jeff?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So we should try that out.
Where Pork Credit is, it's nice little walking areas, and it's right by the beach as well, by waterfront. So if you have a chance to go there and grab a cake or a pastry and a coffee, either just people watch on the street or just walk down to the lake and enjoy the afternoon.
Absolutely. And so that was this week's food worth mentioning. Again, it's called Carlos Bakery, otherwise known as Cake Boss. And if you're getting value from our podcast, whether you're getting inspired and you love our recommendations, or you're just getting entertained with how we love to talk about food, then we invite you to either like, subscribe, share, or comment. It is a super easy way, and it's a simple way to support our podcast and to do so for free. Isn't that right, Jeff?
That is correct. And also, if you have any recommendations, places to try, food to prepare, let us know as well. And remember this quote from Julia Child: "People who love to eat are always the best people."
Yes, and that, of course, includes my brother, Chef Jeff Santos, and I'm his brother, Kenny Santos, and you as well if you love to eat food worth mentioning. All right, thanks a lot, everybody.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Santos Brothers Eat.
Food worth mentioning.